One resident sustained minor injuries from a fire late Friday night near Tuttle Creek Lake. Fire officials from Riley County Fire District No. 1 say the fire began in a nearby shed and quickly spread to a 3-bedroom home. Both were destroyed. No other residents or pets were injured in the blaze. Local resident Tommy Dishman learned that his childhood home was on fire early Saturday morning, and he went to the scene to be with his family.
We are overwhelmed with everything. There's stuff that you cannot replace. My grandpa's vice is in there, and it's trashed. That's the only thing I got with my grandpa's. Sentimental value. This is a house that I grew up in, and it sucks.
The cause of the fire remains under investigation by the state fire marshal's office. Foul play is not suspected. Westmoreland Mayor Mark Jack recently updated the relief efforts taking place in Pottawatomie County following the April 30th tornado. He says the city council has not yet decided on how to disperse the close to $105,000 in funds, but noted the council will soon be meeting with local groups and individuals for input.
Well, right now it's going to be basically determining the people in need. We have application programs set up that once it gets finalized, the organizations will allow people to fill out an application to help determine their needs, and we'll just go on from there.
Senator Jerry Moran hinted last week that Westmoreland wouldn't qualify for FEMA money, but Jack says they're not done trying and hopes that won't be the case in the near future.
I know there's been some background things working, and I don't know that that's going to remain the case. I really don't have any more information on that right now.
Those affected by the tornado needing financial assistance can call 1-800-RED-CROSS and start an application there. With students leaving Manhattan for the summer, city crews will be hard at work on construction projects beginning this week. As previously reported, the full intersection closure at Denison and Kimball goes into effect today, as only local traffic to NBAF and Meadowlark Hills will be able to stay on Kimball from North Manhattan Avenue. City officials say all other traffic on Kimball will be diverted south. The city's street and stormwater divisions will also initiate a citywide pothole blitz, aiming to exclusively patch potholes throughout Manhattan. Some of the problem spots include Anderson and Bluemont, Points Avenue, and Fort Riley Boulevard. The goal is to fill all potholes in a timely manner, targeting May 17th or May 20th for completion. Also beginning today, the outside westbound lane of Anderson Avenue will be closed for about 10 days as part of ongoing North Manhattan Avenue improvements. Official detours and additional information can be found at newsradiokman.com. The K-State Crops judging team has once again claimed the national crown. The team continued a successful run at the North American Colleges and Teachers of Agriculture Judging Conference recently, capturing its 15th title in the past 26 years. The team also posted its first ever first-place finish in the Knowledge Bowl competition. Junior Landon Trout of Scott City was the individual national champion of the crops contest. Seniors Ashley Chandler of Neo-Deshay and Renee Sinclair of Alamosa, Colorado, placed 3rd and 4th, respectively. Kansas City Chiefs ambassadors returned to Manhattan last week as the latest member of the Chiefs family got to tour Kurt Herman's Chiefseum, the world's largest collection of Chiefs memorabilia, according to Guinness. Jerry Cornelison is a former offensive tackle who played professionally in both the American and Canadian Football League, as well as collegiately at Southern Methodist University. Wednesday was his first trip to Herman's shrine to the back-to-back Super Bowl champs.
It just brings back so many beautiful memories of men that I have known, most of them, in some way or another. You know, idolized a lot of them that are just in the Hall of Fame, and you just think, you know, these guys, they're at the top of the chain, man. And Kurt's got it all right up there for you to see. It just blows you away. What a collection.
Drafted into the NFL by the Cleveland Browns in 1958, Cornelison opted instead to play a year for the CFL's Saskatchewan Roughriders, who were offering more money at the time. But after a year of playing in Canada, he had to give up football temporarily due to his affiliation with the Texas National Guard and an inability to meet the required weekly drills. Upon moving back to Texas, he received a phone call from the founder of the startup American Football League and a franchise called the Dallas Texans, which would later become...
Good morning, I'm Mitch Fortner with sports. An 8-run deficit proved to be too much for K-State baseball to overcome as West Virginia claim the rubber match on Sunday 12-5. K-State loses the last 2 games of the 3-game series to take their record to 29-21, 13-14 in the Big 12. K-State will wrap up its regular season hosting BYU this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Toyton Family Stadium. KU baseball got a 2-1 series win over Houston as the Jayhawks on Senior Day took down the Houston Cougars 9-6. KU now 29-18, 15-12 in the conference. For the first time in program history, Oklahoma baseball won the Big 12 regular season championship using a 3-game sweep of Baylor to clinch the title. On Sunday in L.A., Seth Lugo racked up a career-high 12 strikeouts and allowed 1 run over 8 strong innings. And Hunter Renfroe had a 2-run single against his former team, and the Kansas City Royals get a 4-2 victory over the LA Angels to win the series 3-1. The Royals are now 25-17, and Brady Singer will be on the mound as the Royals travel north to take on the Seattle Mariners to start a 3-game series tonight. First pitch at 8:40. In the NBA playoffs, the Indiana Pacers rout the New York Knicks 121-89 to even its series at 2 games apiece. Game 5 tomorrow night in Madison Square Garden. And the Denver Nuggets get a series-tying 115-107 victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves on Sunday night in Game 4 of their series. And Brad Keselowski has his first NASCAR victory in 3 years. It was the 36th of his career and his second at Darlington Raceway. And it was his first victory since leaving the Penske organization to become co-owner at Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing in 2022. I'm Mitch Fortner with Sports.
The Kansas City Chiefs. Corneliuson played 3 years in Dallas before learning that the team had planned to relocate for the 1963 season.
And nobody had notified me or told me that that was going to happen. I thought, I don't know whether I want to go to Kansas City or not. We had just had our first child, and we built a home out in Richardson outside of Dallas, and I felt like, maybe it's time for me to give football up and go on. And as one of my wife's uncles once said to me, Jerry, when are you going to find a real job?
He eventually would find that real job selling pants for the Hager Clothing Company, which he did for 31 years. At 87, Corneliuson is the oldest living former Chiefs player and one of only a handful still living from that inaugural 1960 Dallas Texans team.